Here with the 2021 South Region champion Lander Bearcats in post-game press conference after they knock off top-seeded North Georgia in the championship game. Head coach Kevin Pedersen, as well as Zamiah Passmore and Michaela Conjay, both named to the all-tournament team. Coach, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on how the game went. Your team shot the ball extremely well tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we've struggled shooting the ball at times this year. And so to come out and shoot the ball as well as we did in the first half, I think we were 7 of 14 from three in the first half. Zamiah hit a couple. It just seemed like kind of the opposite of when North Georgia was in our gym for the conference championship. They go 14 and 25. They can't miss from three. And we come out this time and it's us hitting threes and they a very uncharacteristic shooting night for them. But put the offense to the side. I think what we got to talk about is our defense. I could not be prouder of this team, what they did defensively. North Georgia is as good of an offensive team as you're going to play with Julianne Sutton and everyone around her, all that talent. And so for us to come out and hold them to 48 points, especially they ripped off 7 or 9 points in 2.5 minutes to start the game. And when we had that first time out, that's just what we talked about. It's like that's not what we do. That's not how we got here. We are a defense and a rebounding team. And so for us to come out and hold them to 20 points in the second half in a championship game on the home floor, unbelievable defensive effort by the kids who kept going out there on that floor.
Coach, describe what it means to win a regional championship, given that you were in this same position 2 years ago in Anderson, had a chance to host last year before COVID shut it down, and now you get to hoist the trophy and continue your season on.
Wow. I hadn't really thought about it until you said that. Last year was tough, and I really wish we could have got Jessica Harris and Tabitha Daly here. They deserve a piece of that net. It was so sad last year with two great seniors like that who meant so much to our program who didn't get a chance to go after what these players just did today. Because like you said, they had that tough loss to North Georgia. When we upset Anderson, take out the 1 seed, and then we lose to North Georgia, they go on to the Elite Eight. You come back the next year, you make a great run at it, and you don't get a chance to play. So my heart goes out to those two kids because they meant so much to this program. But as far as these kids go, Michaela was telling them the other day, she's like, guys, this is my first NCAA tournament. And I think that's one thing we talked about is we need this experience as much as anything. We've got a young team. I'm sitting next to two sophomores here. And we said all along, guys, we don't know how far this run is going to take us, but the experience is so important because we're hoping it's not just a one and done. We're hoping we're going to be in a position to do this at least, next year and try to push for a little bit more. And culture, the only way to get culture is to gain the experience. And so the experience of these kids, we were excited about the Valdosta win, to be honest with you. That was a phenomenal win for us, scoring 7 points in the last 27 seconds against a great team. So, there were no expectations. We didn't come in saying we have to win the region championship. There was no revenge motives as far as North Georgia goes. North Georgia's got an elite program, and Buffy is an elite coach. So you just know you're going to run. If you're going to go far, you're going to have to cross paths for them at some point. So certainly nothing but respect towards them from our end. And we're very thankful that we came down, we were able to win this and head to Columbus, Ohio.
Turn it over to Ricks and Lane for questions.
Thanks, Walker. Coach, congratulations. You talk about the importance of gaining experience with the two young ladies sitting next to you who'd never played an NCAA tournament, but there's a difference between gaining experience and performing. And for Michaela to have 2 double-doubles in her first 2 tournament games and Zamiah to turn it on when you guys needed it the most. Just can you talk for a minute about the performance you got from players who had never been in this type of environment before and the way they performed in this weekend?
It's unbelievable. But I will tell you this. When we recruited both of these players, we sat down with them and we didn't pull any punches. They got a little bit of a different recruiting pitch than a lot of people get. And we sat them down and we looked at Michaela. We're like, you're going to have 1 year to get a little bit of experience, and then we're going to run our offense through you in the post. We looked at Zamiah. We said, learn everything you can from Jessica Harris for 1 year, and then you're going to run the show from the perimeter position. We knew there were 2 elite players, and Frank, we're not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but listen, these 2 kids were brought here to do what they did tonight. And boy, did they do it well. Just 2 phenomenal kids. They're fun to coach. You won't find a bigger personality in the room than this one right here. And you won't find a kid who competes more than this one right here. I swear, if she could play a 100-minute game, she'd want to play a 100-minute game. So we consider ourselves fortunate to have these 2 kids, and what they're doing is sophomores is just unbelievable. And we keep telling them every day, we're not trying to necessarily win every game. It's just let's get better. We're always looking at these two and saying, okay, what skill can we get better? Zamaya started struggling with the free throws this year, and then she got in the gym, and her free throws, she became one of our best free throw shooters. Michaela, people don't realize, is one of the best shooters on our team every time we do drills. And so you're starting to see as we go through the NCAA tournament that, hey, we can stretch her out and she can make people pay. So, with these two kids are doing a great job, and our goal is that their best days are still yet ahead.
Zamaya, can you talk about what the second half specifically was like for you guys? Because I think the first half went the way everyone expected it would, just a dogfight between two of the best teams in the country. What changed for you guys, do you feel like, in the second half to allow you to put the game out of reach?
Our defense. We wanted to come out right at the gate and show that we wanted to get a stop and a rebound. And then we just kept getting stops and rebound. And then we just let the offense come to us.
Michaela, you guys had struggled from beyond the arc this year, and I know maybe you didn't plan on starting the game this way, but to come out and hit two big three-pointers in the opening minutes of that game, do you feel that kind of had a calming effect on everyone and kind of showed them that, hey, it's just a basket just like you've got back home in Greenwood?
Yeah, I would definitely say yes, but I'm not even going to lie. I wasn't necessarily looking to shoot that ball, but Miriam was screaming at me, shoot it. I hear another one, shoot it. So, I shot it thanks to my teammates. They, pushed me to shoot the ball, and I made it. So.
Coach.
Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask you, Kevin, you had conversations with a lot of people this year when this team was on their run throughout the regular season and ranked number 2 in the country. And you always kind of got back to, we really can't believe we're ranked number 2 because we're so different than what we've been in the past. We don't full court press nearly as much. We don't run up tempo as much. We do so much in the half court. What do you think allowed this team specifically to be able to adapt to really all the changes you guys made as a program? Because this team, if you turn on the film, doesn't look a lot from a schematic standpoint like the teams you've had in the last couple of years that have been incredibly talented and done very well in the postseason.
We try to be adaptable with our system. Obviously every coach has a system they want to play. And as you know, we want to press and we want to run. And when this team started this year, that's exactly what we thought we were going to do. And then we lost 3 kids that all played the point guard position between September and Christmas. And so there goes, we're looking at his mind, we're like, okay, stay in good shape, stay healthy. So we lost a lot of depth. And, you look at last year's team, you lose Jess and you lose Tab. So this team is, as you know, Rick, and I've said all year long, hey, we're appreciative of the rankings. We felt like we were a little overrated. We were just trying to come out and get better one game at a time. We're looking around and we haven't felt like we had much depth all year. But along the way, what we found out, what we probably underestimated was how coachable these kids are and their passion to win. I was telling them before we played Valdosta, I went in the locker room and said, guys, listen, we don't know when this ride's going to end, but I want to take a second to tell you how much I enjoy coaching you guys. And then I begged them. I said, I really want you guys to win a game because I don't want this ride to end because it's such a fun team to coach. They're fun to be around. If anyone who's seen our shoot-arounds or practices this week, we don't dread coming to the gym. There's not one kid on that bus who's like, I don't want to go. Their attitudes are great. I gave them the choice the other day. I'm like, you want to lay low today? Take it easy. Like, no, coach, let's get in the gym. I'll tell you what, Rick, and that's why we're heading to the Elite Eight is because these players, and I'll be reminding these kids of that, they've been so coachable. They've had great attitudes. They're doing great in the classroom. They're the complete student athlete you want to coach. And that's how we've been able to overcome, in my opinion, a lot of challenges this year between COVID and a smaller roster than we're used to having. Because how they've got us to where we are is just whatever, it's 19-1, unbelievable.
Last question from me is about those 2 words you just said, Elite Eight. And if I get Zamaya and then Michaela and then finish with you, Coach, what are the emotions just knowing that there's only 8 teams left in the country and you guys are going to be one of them and head to Columbus, Ohio for something this program has only done once before. Now you guys are making that trip. Just what does that mean to you and what are the emotions like for you?
Oh, I'm excited, but it's just taking one day at a time, one game at a time.
Yeah, I've never been, I'm gonna go to Ohio, it's crazy. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what challenges we're gonna be facing because whatever we do, we're doing it together. So I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah, and honest for me, I'm excited to be around these girls for a little bit longer. It's been such a fun ride, and like I said, most of the time we have goals and the year starts, and this year was never to win to get the NCAA tournament. It was, hey guys, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Let's stay together. Let's make sure our health is good, physical and mental, and let's just. I don't think I've ever asked players. They're probably sick of me calling them. I'm like, what do you need? What do you want? But we really just started this year saying, hey, I want to make sure we're doing right by you guys, and so. Honestly, from my standpoint, I just love coaching this group. I'm excited. I get 10 more days of practice and at least one game with these kids, and we're going to relish that opportunity.
Coach, I've got one more for you. What is the experience here in this South Regional where you knocked off 2 top 12 teams going to do for you? Looking ahead to that Elite Eight, the competition in this regional was nothing short of just outstanding.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Valdosta State right now, we were unbelievably fortunate to win that game, scoring 7 points in the last 27 seconds of the game. I think for us, we kind of showed up today like we're lucky to be here. For a lot of that game, it felt like we were heading home. So you got to give a lot of credit. I can't speak for Union or Montevallo, the teams we didn't get to play, but Valdosta was well coached, extremely talented. North Georgia, I told Buffy before the game, I'm like, here we go again. We keep running into each other, and I don't know how Buffy feels about coaching against me. I do not enjoy coaching against her and their team. That they're always hard to play against. So the hope is that having to prepare against 2 tough teams, that hopefully when we get out to the Elite Eight, it will help. But I know this much: once you get out there, it doesn't matter whether you're a 1 through an 8 seed. Every team can win a game. So we're thankful for this. We're thankful to survive a tough matchup, and we'll take a few days, and then we'll see what our next opponent holds for us.
Well, Coach Michaela Zamaya, congratulations on a great South Regional Championship run, and we wish you nothing but the best up in Columbus, Ohio, as you compete for a national championship.
Thank you. And thanks, everyone, from North Georgia. It's been a first-class experience. Thank you.